Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, hey Scott, how excited are you to be making your first trip to New Zealand?
Hi Phil, yeah, super excited, as you can imagine, I'm sure. Obviously my first time personally being there, most of the squad's been dying to get back since I've joined the club really, so the fact that it's finally here and the powers that be have been able to make it happen, it's super exciting for myself, for the staff, for everyone involved, and we're really looking forward to getting back to Sky Stadium, and hopefully it'll be a huge crowd supporting us on Sunday.
Yeah, you've played at the highest level in terms of club football, and in some pretty big stadiums in front of some big crowds. What's it been like having these games kind of without anyone there, and how much have you been kind of missing that in terms of looking forward to your first game in front of a big Wellington crowd?
Yeah, it's one that the boys speak a lot about when they went back last time, and the atmosphere and the crowd was amazing. And as a player, these are the types of games and atmospheres that you want to be involved in and you want to play in. So hopefully it'll be the same again this weekend. And in terms of what it's been like, obviously it's been tough at times. Obviously with last night, for example, you've got Wellington and Perth playing in Sydney. They're not going to bring crowds. It's obviously very, very difficult to attract big attendances, and it can be quite difficult, but one thing I can say about our squad and our staff is we've all been fighting in the same direction, and we've got a clear goal and an aim, and that helps massively regardless of atmospheres, crowds. When you've got such a squad that's so focused and determined to do well, it stood us in good stead. But I'd be lying if I said that it can be difficult sometimes. Sometimes it has that sort of reserve game feeling to it when you come out for a warm up and there's no one there, or even for kickoff at some games, and there's 100 people, 200 people there. It is difficult. So that's again even more reason why everyone's so excited and looking forward to getting back to Wellington and playing in front of a big crowd.
Yeah, Ufuk mentioned after the game last night that David Ball's been in a moon boot and been playing through an injury. Is that unusual to have a teammate who's kind of going to those kind of great lengths to play? Is that something you've come across in your career before? Or is David just a bit of a crazy character?
No, he's a great character, that's for sure. And it's reasonably unusual. I've seen it quite a few times, really, to be fair, throughout my career. Players you have to get to a certain age or a certain injury, and you have to manage yourselves and manage your body. Because ultimately the games are the most important thing, so they might have a different schedule to the rest of the team during the week for training. But Ball's he's a great character. He's a huge player for us. He's been exceptional, obviously, in recent weeks and recent times. So I'm sure he'll be fine. No doubt about someone like Bally.
Yeah, and just a final one. Do you feel like you've got some good momentum behind you, 2 wins in a row, and now you've got 2 games in New Zealand to look forward to? I mean, do you feel like this could be like a really crucial point of the season for the Phoenix to really kick on and cement your spot in the top 6?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like as a squad and as a staff, we've been gearing towards this. There's been a lot of talk and rumours throughout since I've joined the club of the chance of being back home. Then it was going to happen, then it wasn't. So a lot of people deserve a lot of credit for finally making it happen. And when it was announced, I think it's always in the back of your mind as a player. We're finally going to go back home, play in our home stadium. So there can be a time where people might get distracted and look too far ahead. But I think that the players and staff deserve huge credit, especially for the last 2 games. 6 points out of 6, all gearing up to go back home, and like you say, Phil, really kick on and make a push and cement our place in the top 6 is what we, like I said, is the clear aim, the clear goal, and we're all fighting for that cause, and we have been for a long time in such difficult circumstances. And again, that probably adds to why everyone's so super excited and looking forward to getting back. And for myself and on behalf of the whole team, we want to encourage everyone. Bring your cousins, your aunties, your uncles, your mums, dads, kids to get down to the stadium and support us, because I'm sure it'll be a great atmosphere. I'm sure it'll be a good game as well. Central Coast, they're also fighting to get into the top 6. They give us a good hiding last time, so I'm sure that'll add to the game a little bit as well, maybe. And we're super excited.
Cool, thanks for that. I'm sure we'll catch you in the next couple of days at the stadium.
Cheers, mate.
Scott, Nigel from Today FM here. Are you a player who feeds off that energy of the crowd?
Yeah, I think every player, there's I think every player does that. Like I said earlier, this is what you, as a player, these are the games and these are the matches that you want to play in. Big crowds, amazing stadium. These are the games that, as a staff and a manager, you probably don't have to motivate the players too much, really, because the motivation's right there in front of you, and these are the exciting games that you want to be involved in, and the big occasions, and this is certainly one of them. And like I keep saying, we can't wait for that whistle to come on Sunday.
You referenced the last time you played Central Coast. Does that help just, I guess, dull it a little bit? The fact that last time you played them, they did tower you up?
Yeah, I think ever so slightly. I think that's the the competitiveness in any sort of athlete. But I'm sure we'll go with a game plan. The boss deserves huge credit for recent results and how he set the team up. And we'll go with the same. I'm sure we'll go in with cold, with no emotion, because I don't think you can afford to let that get the better of you. It'll be a big crowd. It'll be something that we've not been used to for this season. So we'll be well prepared. Maybe that might add a little bit of needle to the game. But I've got no doubt about we'll be calm, we'll be focused, and we'll be concentrated, ready for the game.
Ufuk said the other day he still believes 37 gets you in. You're only obviously 4 points away from meeting that. Is it a case of, right, we can wrap this up in the next 10 days with 2 really good performances at home? Is that the mindset, get it done as quickly as possible? Sorry for the waffle there.
No, it's fine. I think the mindset's just win the next game. Like I said earlier, it's been, some of the people or players might have been forgiven for looking a bit far ahead, and that's why I think we've done very, very well in the last 2 games, because there's obviously the distraction and there's the thought of, we're going back home, that can maybe take someone's players' eyes off the ball, of what's right in front of you. And I can, football's a funny old game that it can bite you in the backside very quickly if you take your eye off the ball. So, we've done very well to remain calm and focused in the last 2 games. And again, it's important now not to look even to the Western Sydney game. We've just got to fully focus on the game in Wellington against Central Coast, not take our eye off the ball, focus on winning that game, getting 3 points, and then we take it from there. I know it's a bit of a cliche and a bit boring, but like I say, football's got a funny way of biting you if you get carried away and you look too far ahead. So we just have to remain calm and get the 3 points in the next game.
There's a couple of young guys who have the opportunity maybe to play their first game at Wellington, one of whom I actually think is from Wellington. Is that a little bit of a weird sensation that you could be making your debut at the stadium on the same day that young local guys are making their first appearance at that, given the circumstances the squad has found themselves in the last 2 years? Is that an odd sort of a sensation?
Yes, well, it's odd times, isn't it? It's been odd for a number of years now. Obviously, for the club, so many difficulties they've had to pull through, and then the togetherness has been incredible, really. And I always say in negative times, maybe it's had a positive effect on bringing the squad together. The fact that we're all living in each other's pockets, really, that can bring also some positive impact and a togetherness with the squad. And that's what we've done. So it can be a little bit weird, maybe, but no, it's also a great, fantastic opportunity for what a game to make your debut in. Returning to home, big crowd, for myself and for the younger players as well.
Last one from me. How big's the list from all the local boys of all the cafes, bars, eateries, tourist attractions that you and the family are going to have to go and see?
Yeah, no, again, it's a really good group, we're incredibly focused. Lads are so excited to go back home and see friends, family, maybe go to the favourite cafe. I don't know. We haven't gone into that much detail, but there's certainly a bigger list for tickets than previous games, let me tell you. So yeah, no, it's the boys are really excited, really looking forward to heading back.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate your time, mate.
Cheers, Nigel.
Nirao, anything? No. Hi, Scott. It's Andrew Vorman from Stuff here. Just wondering, in terms of you coming into the side way back when, how do you sort of go about sizing up your new teammates, especially your defenders, your goalkeepers, and sort of what they have to offer as teammates?
Andrew, I think it comes with games, really, is the main thing. You can get bits and bobs in training. But I think the only true reflection of working people out and seeing strengths and weaknesses and forming relationships, the biggest part of that comes with minutes on the pitch. And obviously, I've had a good run in the team since I've come. Results have been good, so that only breeds confidence, and that's where you get relationships. And I'd say that's the biggest thing, playing games. You can get bits from training, but with the schedule we've had, we haven't had a lot of time obviously training. It's mainly been recovering, getting yourself ready for the next game. So like I say, minutes on the pitch is where you really can get a relationship and feel for each other.
Yeah, it's sort of one player in particular I'm sort of thinking of, and that's Ollie Sale behind you, in goal. How big is that relationship for you as a centre back with your goalkeeper, whoever it is? And I think it's pretty obvious Ollie's had an outstanding sort of season, but what has stood out to you about him?
Yeah, I think I agree. I think he's been absolutely outstanding. I think he's the best goalkeeper in the league, in my opinion, from what I've seen from other goalkeepers. And me and him have a good relationship both on and off the pitch. I think the biggest compliment I can give Ollie, and I said this to him a couple of weeks ago, is there's never any fuss. You see a lot of keepers make camera saves or little spillages, but he even the basic saves, the saves he should make, he just does it. He catches it. There's never any spillages. When he has to pat a shot wide, it's never back into the middle of the goal. It's always wide and safe and away. And that's a huge attribute to have as a goalkeeper. Massive, really, in fact. And that's the biggest compliment. Obviously, he pulls off worldies, saves every now and again. He can kick the ball well. He's a good communicator. He's got all them stuff as well. But for me, I've played with keepers in the past who can pull off worldies, but then the saves they should make, there's a bit of a mess, or there's a spill, or it gives the striker a chance. Whereas Ollie is just safe as houses, and that's a huge. For me, that's one of the biggest attributes you can have as a keeper. Is there's just never any fuss, never any worry. If the shot's going on goal, you're expecting to save it without anything else, and that's a huge thing.
How do you go about building that relationship? I mean, obviously it does, like you say, it comes with games, but off the field as well, because between sort of, I guess, being the senior centre back and the goalkeeper, you guys have to be like, that on the pitch. You have to sort of read each other's minds sometimes. How have you gone about sort of building that relationship?
I think it's just spending time together, really. Obviously, it's been difficult because the games have come thick and fast. We've had 3 games a week for the majority of weeks. Then we had a 2 or 3 week gap where there was floods and games cancelled and called off. So it's been quite disruptive. But we spend time together off the pitch. We're living in the same building. We go out for food together sometimes. You can talk about football. You talk in the dressing room. Talk before the game. Just about getting to know each other, speaking, talking about different situations, what he likes to do, what I would like to do, and then I say that the biggest test and where that really comes to fruition is obviously on the pitch. And like I say, I've got a good relationship with Ollie, and I think he's been superb.
No, cool. And just lastly, are you guys taking any sort of precautions today around COVID in terms of for travelling, or have you all got your tests back and good to go? Just sort of see you guys are in the separate rooms there, you and Gilly.
Yeah. No, we've done everything by the book. We had our PCRs. We've filled out our forms, and everything's gone really smoothly. Credit to Gilly for that. But no, we're all set to go. I believe everyone's, the majority of the squad is fine. I've just started packing, actually, funnily enough. So we're all, like I say, super excited, really looking forward to it, and all set to go. There's
a bit of a tradition amongst the English signings at the Phoenix of getting a jet ski and getting out on the Wellington Harbour. I think Stephen Taylor started it. He's not here anymore. But is David Ball, Gary Hooper, have they been trying to get you in on one?
Yeah, I actually had that story not long after coming. Called it, what was it, 3 jet ski boys? No, I've only ever been on a jet ski once, actually, many years ago. So maybe next season I can join that tradition. But for now, it's about focusing, recovering. We're not going to have much time when we arrive. We've got a game. That's the most important thing. So we'll have to put the jet skis on hold for a few months.
Yeah, maybe in the middle of the summer when it's a bit warmer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thanks.
Any further questions, guys?
I was just going to ask Scott, I mean, do you have family coming over to New Zealand as well? I couldn't tell if that was a kid or David Ball trying to put on his shoes in the background.
So did you hear that? Sorry, I kicked them out of the other room. No, my family are coming over. Obviously, that's been important. Obviously the commitments myself and the club have made. It's important that they get a chance to come and see, and we go and visit a few areas, look at schools and things like that. So no, they're coming over there. They're really excited also. So that's really important.
Yeah, no, that's so cool.
Fantastic. We'll stop it there.